Hey, how's it going? It's Brennan here, and in this video, we're gonna take a look at the best home studio setup, whether you have a small budget, a medium budget, or even if you wanna go to the high end. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Brendan Mace, and I've been a marketer now for about a couple years. I'm currently making about $100,000 per month on the internet with affiliate marketing, selling online courses, and various other make money online stuff, okay? Now, if you're interested in making money online, I have tons of free tutorials on my channel. Go ahead and check those out. But if you're here for the home studio specifically, I'm gonna give you the layman's terms, okay, behind the scenes of all the research that I've done, which has led me to my first microphone, which I have right here, the Blue Yeti microphone. And now today to the microphone that I'm using currently, as well as the arm, the camera that I'm using, the lighting that I'm using, and all this stuff, okay? Now, the reason why this video could help you is because I have been researching on the low budget what I need for my home studio setup when I was just getting started. And I've researched for the mid-range, and I've also researched for now the high end. So I have a pretty good idea of what the best bet is for you if you're looking to set something up in your house, okay? Now, like I said, so the Blue Yeti was my very first microphone that I ever got. The company is called Blue, so just B-L-U-E. They do an even cheaper microphone than this called the Blue Snowball. Now, if you're on a really small budget, the Blue Snowball is gonna give you better audio than going straight out of your computer, right? You are gonna get an upgrade on audio by going with that Snowball, and it's a pretty cheap solution. So if you're on the cheapest end of the budget, that's gonna be a good option for you, and it's gonna be great for a lot of different applications. Now, if you wanna go a little bit higher beyond that, this is the Blue Yeti. It's a great microphone at the $150 to $200 price range. So you can pick up a Blue Yeti for $150, $200, and I know some incredibly, successful online entrepreneurs that do YouTube videos, that do productions, and they use the Blue Yeti. They never ended up upgrading. It was good enough for them, and they never moved beyond that. Now, the microphone that I got today, which is a long time coming, I should have invested into a better microphone ages ago. I was one of the sort of successful people that used this thing for a while. This one's called the Shure SM7B. Now, as far as the audio quality, this is used on the Joe Rogan's podcast, which you're probably familiar with. And it's also been used in Michael Jackson, the Thriller album. Michael Jackson actually used the Shure SM7B in recording the vocals for the best-selling album of all time, Thriller. So this is a great microphone. And you might be wondering, okay, Brendan, it's such a great microphone. I'm going to have to break the bank and blow my entire budget, right? This microphone currently for me cost me 525 Canadian dollars, which means that if you're an American, it's about $400. So you have a great idea there. The Snowball is, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks, something like that. The Blue Yeti, which is an upgrade on that, is 150 bucks. And then if you want a really good premium solution used on the Joe Rogan podcast or whatever it is, the Shure SM7B is going to be a great solution. Now, the reason why I think this is a great mic for pretty much anybody watching this video is because if you're a musician, obviously this was used by Michael Jackson, so of course it's got good quality in that sense. And if you're into like podcasting, YouTube videos, stuff like that, well, it's a solution that Joe Rogan chose on his podcast, as well as Robin from the Howard Stern show. A lot of people are using this microphone. So it's pretty good in a diverse range of different applications. Okay, so that's the microphone that I'd recommend. As far as the arm goes, this is called the Rode PSA. I've got the box down here somewhere. The Rode PSA 1. Now, I don't think that the arm matters as much. Who really cares, right? As far as the camera that you're looking at this through, this is the Sony A7 III, which is I think a $2,500 camera. You don't have to go that high end. And in fact, if you're on a budget, just use your smartphone. Oh, geez. I don't even have my smartphone on me right now. Actually, I don't use my smartphone a lot, which people would find kind of strange. But most people have their smartphones with them at all times, right? The smartphones today are capable of video at an extremely high quality. you almost get to the level of the video that you're looking at right now with a $2,500 third-party solution, right? A separate solution like a DSLR, right? So the Sony A7 III. Now, if you're looking for a budget DSLR, you want to really take it seriously for your camera, there's what's known as the Sony A6500 or a Canon M50. Those are the two solutions that you want to look at that are pretty decent price point if you want something professional but not going to break the bank account, okay? Now, if you want the really high-end solution, there's called a Canon, I think it's called a Canon MDX Mark or 1DX Mark II. I'll research that and I'll correct it in annotation if I'm wrong on that. That camera is like $6,000, $7,000, but it's an extremely high-end camera. It's one that my business partner has, and I will be investing in pretty shortly here. I should have it already, really, but I've always been a fanboy of Sony stuff. The light that we have right now is I'm using the Aputure 300D. Aputure products are amazing for lighting. So any kind of home studio setup that you want to create, Aputure is a great brand. They've got lots of really great solutions. I would say that as far as video goes, lighting is the most important thing, even more important than your camera. If I was to film this video in poor lighting with my expensive camera, it would look worse than if I had a cheap smartphone where I took in good lighting. So the lighting is going to determine the quality of your video more than anything else. And in fact, I do videos straight webcam off of my computer, and I will get a better video quality just with my webcam off of my computer than I will with an expensive like $5,000 camera if the lighting is bad. So the most important thing about any video that you do is the lighting. Now, if you do not have the money in the budget for an external light like I do with the Aputure 300D, then the best solution for you is probably going to be natural lighting. That means you want to sit somewhere near a window and let the light from outside, the natural light, hit the front of your face, okay? Now, the reality is, if the light hits you, you're going to look more attractive than you really are. So right now, I know I look like a supermodel. No, I'm just kidding. But I look better now because of this light, okay? It actually takes away my blemishes, and it makes me look better, right? Now, if I have light from behind me, it gives me ugly shadows. It makes me look older, more ugly, and everybody sees all my blemishes and stuff. So if you have what's known as backlight, it's going to make you look ugly. If you have what's known as forward light, that's like a Snapchat filter for all you young people out there. Basically makes you look even more attractive. So definitely the most important thing with video is make sure that the light is hitting you forwards, even with natural light. The camera is not as important. You could even do a webcam video or off your smartphone. It's going to look fine for most applications. Then if you want a professional solution, then you can upgrade to the Sony A7 III or the Canon 1DX Mark II. Now, what else do you need? Well, with a microphone like this, you need what's known as an audio interface to power it. So right now, I'm using the Focusrite Scarlett, which is a very popular solution because it's affordable. It's only like $200. Okay. Now, that's the next thing I want to upgrade. I'm looking for and I've done a lot of research on these interfaces. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure that my camera battery is still working, and I'll be right back here. Okay, I'm back. And that's maybe off on a tangent here, but because I'm using a DSLR that you're watching this video on, DSLRs only allow you to record for a certain period of time. That's because they're not officially video cameras. They're like picture cameras, but they're really good at taking videos. And in fact, we've shot lots of short films and movies with these cameras, and they are super, super high end. Now, the true story is, which is kind of weird, but for tax purposes, they have to actually limit the length of the video that you can capture with them so that they can export them. They can pay lower taxes when they export them across the border. Sounds really dumb, but the taxes on a video camera are a lot higher than the taxes on a picture camera. So they limit the amount of video you can take with them so that they can get into that lower tax bracket and make it more affordable to the consumers. It can be kind of annoying, but Typically, most videos that I do in my business aren't that long. This is a continuous one. My girlfriend went to the gym, so I'm actually filming this myself, whereas lots of times I'd have someone to help me film it. That's something to bear in mind, and it might make you want to get a full-on video solution. But there are ways around it. I know that my business partner has some kind of gadget that allows him to continuously film. That's something I haven't researched fully into detail, so I can't give you too much information about that in this video. But as far as the interface, which is what I was talking about, which is the Scarlett, it's a $200 solution. It's the best budget solution for an audio interface. And what it allows me to do is go from XLR, which is this cord right here, into my computer, which is a Macintosh, right? A MacBook Pro. Now, the best microphones and the best audio equipment that you are going to get or you're going to see is going to have an XLR cable, okay? So you cannot get good sound unless you have an XLR cable. Something like a Blue Yeti or a Snowball, it's a USB microphone. So it just goes from the mic directly into your USB input in your computer, okay? Now, that's because it's on a lower tier of microphone. But if you get into the higher tier stuff, then you're going to need to use XLR cables. Now, XLR cables do not go into your computer. So you need an interface that's going to transfer the signal from the XLR format to your USB connection into your computer. Now, audio interfaces don't just change the signal from XLR to USB. They also alter the sound quality of your sound. So because I have this Scarlett, the $200 solution, it's going to give me pretty good sound. But if I had a higher end interface, I'm going to get even better sound. Okay. Now, the research that I've done for this, if you're looking at things at a bigger budget, is the Sound Devices Mix Pre solution are the best that I've found when I've done my research. Okay. Now, the lowest end Sound Devices unit that you can get from the Mix Pre series is called a Sound Devices Mix Pre 3. Okay. This is about an 800 and like a seven. Well, I guess if we're talking about American dollars, it's about a $700 solution. And it's a fairly professional level interface, which means you're going to get professional high quality sound for not a horribly expensive price. Whereas if you're on a smaller budget, the Scarlett's only $200, so it's even cheaper than that, much more affordable if you're looking for the really low end. Well, not even that low end, because there's interfaces that are like 50 or 60 bucks. But if you're looking for something that has like good quality sound at a reasonable price, the Scarlett's pretty good at 200 bucks, okay, or 150 bucks if you're in the States, right? Now, above that, for the high end, which is what I'm looking for right now, but I can't find one in Canada, which is really bothering me at the moment, but I'm going to find it, is called a Sound Devices 633. Now, the Sound Devices 633 is like a professional film interface. It's the kind of interface that's on TV shows like Game of Thrones and movies. They're using professional setups so they get the highest quality, highest possible sound, recorded. So the Sound Devices 633, get this, is about 4,000 American dollars. Okay, something like that. 3,700, 4,000 American dollars. It's expensive, okay? It's extremely high quality as well. So if I had the Sound Devices 633 right now, my audio quality would be better than what you're listening to right now. It'd be more rich, more fuller, but obviously at a much higher price. What I'm using is a $200 solution. That would be the high end, and a $4,000 solution. I'm currently looking for one, but I can only find them in the States, and I'm trying to find it. I always get impatient when I find something that I like, that I want it right now, right? And so that's why I haven't, every time that I found it, they say it's going to take 2 weeks to get to me, and I'm just too impatient to wait that 2 weeks. Although inevitably I'll end up waiting longer by trying to find it closer to home here. So that, in a nutshell, is what I would tell you about your home studio setup. The most important thing is the lighting. So if you can afford a light, then look at the Aputure lights. They're great. If you don't want to, you're looking on a lower budget, get natural lighting. Just position yourself in front of a window where you get natural light. That's the most important thing for video by far, even more important than your camera, okay? If you're on a budget, just use your smartphone. If you're not on a budget, then you can get a camera, a lower end camera like a Sony A6500, which is about $1,000, something like that, or a Canon M50, which is around the same price point, just the Canon version. Or if you want to pay a little bit more, mid-level, you got the Sony A7 III, which is what I'm using. And then the high-end best solution is the Canon 1DX Mark II. Now, if you're looking for microphones, a Snowball is the cheapest entry point with decent quality upgrade to your computer sound. That's about $50 or $60. The Yeti, the Blue Yeti, so the Blue Snowball, the Blue Yeti is like $150. And then if you want a really good solution, you got the Shure SM7B, but you do need to have a audio interface the higher up you go with your microphones. So with this microphone, I'm using the Scarlett for $200. If I wanted to get to that mid-range, I do the Sound Devices Mix Pre 3, and then at the high end, we have the Sound Devices 633. That's all the research I've done, guys. I've been looking at this stuff for like weeks. My girlfriend's going crazy because I'm watching all kinds of YouTube videos and comparing different solutions. The reason why I created this video is just to give you guys the conclusions of the research that I've done. So hopefully I can save you some time and you can investigate these more closely and save some of your time from doing it all by yourself, okay? Now, as opposed to most of these kinds of videos, I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not selling any of these products. I'm not sponsored by any of these products. I don't have any vested interest to tell you or recommend to you these products. That's not the reason why I filmed this video. I just hope that this could actually help you, okay? Now, if you are interested in not just setting up a home studio, but you want to build an online business where you can make some really good money online, check out the rest of my YouTube channel because I have a lot of free, awesome tutorials. They're going to show you various ways to start building some income on the internet and be able to afford a really nice lifestyle, being able to have life on your terms, okay? Now, thank you so much for watching this video. If you already know me already, then I'm glad you came back, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. And if this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe if you liked the video. Click on that bell notification, of course, if you liked it, and I will hopefully continue to talk to you guys in the future. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.